And hello from Denver with my improvised live streaming setup. There's so much going on here that I thought I would give this a try. And very improvised, very noisy, running off of a cell phone for my internet service, hotspotting here. So let's see how this works. And yeah, anyway, so I am here in Denver at the Marriott Tech Center for the DynamicsCon Live 2024 conference, and this is just a quick update. I'll probably share more once I get back, and hopefully I can do a live stream tomorrow. But let's jump into a few updates. So, well, there it is. First of all, thank you, Molly, Liz, Denise, and everyone else at Dynamics User Group. The team is incredible. And for those who are here, you are seeing how much effort it takes to pull off a conference with this many people. I'll share some numbers in a minute, but really, really great conference. Lots of people, lots of conversations, just a ton of session content and speakers. So having a great time, and thank you to Molly, Liz, Denise, and the Doug team. So next up, up to my slides. Oh, I'm sorry. It looks like my slides did not, the animations didn't work. Okay, so I will try to speak through it. So this year, let me just pull up my slide deck and see. I think last year we had 500. Wow, so this is a glitch. Okay, so last year we had 615 50 people, and that was in Arizona at Scottsdale, and that was a big jump from the prior year of 375 in San Antonio. So 160 back in Anaheim. For those of you who are there, the OG DynamicsCon live attendees, 160 people, then 375 in San Antonio, then 650 in Scottsdale, and now in Denver, 1,475 registrants prior to the conference, well over 1,500 attendees in total registrations. So really successful in terms of attendance. And if you're here, there's a lot of people. And then next year will be essentially the same dates, May 13th through 16th in Chicago, Illinois. So we'll see what the registration numbers look like for that. I think they're expecting more registrations and attendees, bigger venue. I think I don't know how many tracks we're going to have, but I believe it's going to be a bigger conference. So looking forward to that. And I am interested in knowing what the interest level is in terms of attendees, registrants, speakers, and topics, whether we could have a Business Central dev focused track. I think we could probably do, say, a technical dev track. I don't know if we could do a dedicated dev track. So we'll see what we can put together there. And I apologize, I had a few animations in my slide, and it looks like those are not going to work in this live streaming format. And what is next? Oh, see, once again. So at least Tanya's showing. So Tanya and I got a booth this year at the conference. And so Tanya's consulting company is Test Team, and we work together and we're co-owners of the company Blue Dragonfly. And we do Business Central consulting, implementation, training, partner support, and we also do Business Central customizations, PTEs, app source development. So we try to do it all. Power BI, lots of Power BI work for customers. And so it was great to have a booth there and meet the partners, meet customers, meet ISVs, and just connect and have a place to chat. That's kind of the interesting use case, a side benefit of having a booth is it's like, hey, meet me over at the booth, we can chat. And so we've met with some ISVs, some hosting partners, and several other BC partners are like, hey, how am I going to solve this problem? And we're good friends with them, and we work with them, and we pull up Business Central. We figure out, okay, can we do this? Would this process work? Do we need this customization? So we're literally solving customer problems at the booth. So that's a lot of fun. And we had all sorts of little handouts that were fun, mugs and cups and koozies. And Alyssa from our team made handmade lip balm, organic lip balm that was really cool. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. Met a ton of people at the booth. So that was great time. And as you can tell, I'm a little tired. It's been a busy, busy week. And thank you to David Wheat, my co host, co presenter for our session, Exploring the Capacity Limits of Business Central Online. This is something that he and I both just coincidentally were interested in working on researching for various reasons. And he had a customer that had these high volume capacity requirements, and he was concerned about Business Central's ability to handle that volume. And then I had questions about that simultaneously. Like, what are the kind of the realistic limitations of, say, API throughput or transaction processing throughput of Business Central? Not in terms of a hard limit, but in terms of what a customer should be aware of. Like if they're doing 1,000 invoices a day, is that fine? What if they get to 10,000? What starts to happen? And is that, are they going to start to run into some performance issues in terms of how long it takes to import, how long it takes to post? So we talked about that, and we got some good questions from the audience. And I have now spoken to, I believe, 3 people who have encountered capacity limits on their Business Central storage capacity. So I'm going to dig deeper into that, and it seems to be a common problem. We kind of saw this coming, and a couple of years ago, it's like, oh, 80 gigabytes or whatever the limit was at the time, that's distant. But now that customers have been on Business Central for 2, 3, 4 years, they are starting to hit their capacity limits, and they're wondering what to do. Obviously, you can buy more capacity. That works in the short term, but if they know they're adding 10, 20 gigabytes a year, it's probably something they need to solve strategically. So I'm going to look into that both for monitoring, awareness, and what do you do once you're starting to hit capacity? What are your options? What are the practical solutions? So looking into that. And next slide. And let me just make sure this is working. Again, I'm tethered to a cell phone, so hopefully this is successful. Okay, so meeting people. This is one of the great benefits of actually attending the conference. And I'm not always a fan of traveling, paying the fee, the flight, the hotel, the time. It is a huge investment, but I this is a photo of me with Gino Pack, and I have heard his name. I'm sure several times over the years, but I don't know that I'd met him, and so I happened to sit down for breakfast at a table, and he was there, and he introduces himself, and with his first name, and I just looked down at his name tag and realized, wait a minute, you're Gino Pack. And I knew his name, and so we started chatting, had a great conversation, and really he's super knowledgeable expert in the Dynamics realm. So it was fantastic to talk with him and meet him, and I would have never had that opportunity outside of the conference, and just a chance meeting, which is just happening all week long, meeting people and having great conversations. So that was a lot of fun, really enjoyable to talk to people. And really also to great segue conversations. So this is a great photo taken by my friend Cecile. Thank you, Cecile. And she just caught this impromptu photo where after one of the sessions, I had mentioned something where I recommended partners and customers have a best practice around pipelines. And so people came over and we started chatting, and I just happened to be sitting in that chair, which produces very interesting scene of having a conversation. And this is an ad hoc, totally impromptu conversation after a session. And we're talking about how partners and customers are struggling to keep up with all the things they need to learn, and how a partner who wants to do BCAL development really should invest in learning, a DevOps solution, a Git DevOps pipeline, CI/CD, how they need to stay up to date with this and the investment required. And so lots of conversations about this. Business Central is still relatively new, so everyone is still learning and like, hey, how are you doing? How do you do things? I have this problem, and it's like, wait, I should be doing that. I have never heard of that. Like, what's going on? And everyone's in the same boat. Trust me. Um, some are just a little ahead of each other in certain areas. Um, and so another great opportunity, Tech Fluent. If you haven't heard of Tech Fluent, I'm going to be talking about it a lot more. So apologize in advance. You're going to hear this name. And this is Liz McGlennon, who I met at the conference. And Tech Fluent is a nonprofit organization that serves people who I don't know what the term is. People who are looking for new jobs, who are reskilling, upskilling. A lot of people who have moved to the U.S. from another country, who are immigrants, who are having a hard time getting a job in their prior field or didn't have a professional career before they moved to the U.S. and are looking for work opportunities. And so TechFluent helps train these people for new careers, and it is an amazing organization that shows people how to build a resume, talks through the process of interviewing, and helps them learn the Microsoft Dynamics stack, whether that's CRM, CE, Business Central, Power Platform, Power Automate, Power Apps, Power BI, you name it. They are trying to give these people career skills, learning, and move them into the Microsoft technology world to have better opportunities. So Liz is absolutely amazing. For those of you who are familiar with what I'm trying to do in El Salvador, Liz is 3 to 4 years ahead of me and has been through it all, still learning, but she has, found the hurdles that she's gone through and shared those with me. So really humbling to meet her. Amazing, amazing woman. And you will hear more about her in TechFluent in the future. And what do we have next? Oh, thank you to all the MVPs. This is just most of the Business Central MVPs who actually got up early and showed up for this photo at 7:45 in the morning in the lobby. So thank you all the MVPs who submitted sessions, presented, volunteered, helped out with the conference. Really amazing and great attendance, great sessions, great conversations. So great to see you. And there's Silvio over on the far right. I got to meet him for the first time. He came in from Florida, so it was great to meet him. And I had breakfast, really fantastic opportunity to meet everyone, and we had a great time. So this is just a quick on the scene recap of DynamicsCon Live 2024. Hopefully this works. This is such a I think the term janky works. Totally jerry rigged, duct tape and twine, cell phone, webcam. I had to use a headset because it is so crazy loud in this lobby. But yeah, hope that was interesting. And I look forward to seeing you. I'm going to try to go to I think it's the Summit conference. I don't know when it is. I don't know where it is. I'm just told by Tanya that I need to go. And I look forward to seeing you in Chicago for DynamicsCon Live 2025. Okay, see you soon.